beautiful thing about being on a spiritual journey is that you're never alone because we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. Thank you all so much. Welcome to my channel and I hope you enjoy. Hey tribe, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lia the Sun Star, and this is going to be the how can I work with, what do I need to heal, and so almost like what are my strengths and what are my growth areas when it comes to this Mercury retrograde and this Pluto retrograde that we're in right now. So the Mercury retrograde ends May 31st, but the messages that you all receive during this reading may proceed the Mercury retrograde. So in Mercury retrograde, there's always a pre-period and a post-period. So although Mercury retrograde started on April 21st and it quote unquote ends May 14th, the pre-period and the post-period is going to be like about 10 to 15 days before the retrograde starts and 10 to 15 days after the retrograde ends. So please keep that in mind when working with the when trying to understand the retrograde energy. So this particular reading is going to be for my earth signs, which would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Sorry your reading is so late, guys. I had to travel and then I got sick. So I'm back feeling a little bit better now. And I wanted to make sure that you all get your readings so that you know what you most need to work on and what positive things, you know, can be brought to light during this time period for you that you can also rest on. Okay. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading. So, it's for everybody, right? That's what that means. So if you like a personal reading, the link will be in the description box below. Please also watch your sun, moon, and your rising sign. So say your sun is in Taurus, but your moon is in Scorpio and your rising is in Cancer, you will be watching the Cancer video, the Scorpio video, and the Taurus video, okay? So with all that being said, let's get into your reading. Hey, and welcome back, my Tauruses. We're going to start with you all first, of course. This is going in happy birthday to all my Tauruses. We are in Taurus seasons, and I'm surrounded by and lucky enough to have a lot of Taurus energy in my life. So welcome to my Tauruses and happy birthday season to you all. So we're going to start with your messages first. And again, I like to start with the growth areas or kind of like the things that we most need to be aware of so that we can work on these things during the Mercury retrograde. Because of course, Mercury retrograde is a time of reflecting, reviewing, like taking a pause, taking a beat, and you know, things that we need to work on. Okay, so the first thing I want to touch on is what chakra do you most need to work on, be aware of, and heal during this retrograde season. So we're going to start there first. And you all got the root chakra. Okay. So it is, the root chakra is the bottom of the spine all the way down to the feet. And your affirmation says angels surround and protect you. The current energy for you all says being afraid of change, And to balance out the energy of being afraid of change is to embrace and anticipate the change. So yeah, embrace and anticipate the change. Now, I will say that Taurus is a fixed sign, just like Leo, just like Scorpio, and just like Aquarius. You know, fixed signs really don't like change. That's just what it is. So Being aware that there are going to be some changes coming in for you all, and just kind of learning to embrace it and anticipate. Well, first anticipate it and then embrace it and kind of go with the flow. Okay. Other things you can do to heal your root chakra, of course. So first, if you like teas, let's start there. I'm getting lost in my mind here. I'm like, wait, what? Okay, I saw something and it kind of just like zoop, like squirrel. Okay. So dandelion root is a good herb to use to balance out your root chakra. So it's sage, the sage that you cook with, like dried sage. You can make tea out of it. Ginger root is also good to help balance out your earth, your root chakra. And then elderflower, not elderberry, elderflower. So of course you can brew it, make a tea out of it. Other things you can do is go outside, walk on the ground with bare feet, or like go to a beach or go to a river and take your socks off, or shoes, socks and shoes, barefoot. Put your feet in the river water, put in some sand or dirt in the river water. Go to an ocean, put your feet in the bottom of the ocean, put your feet in sand, put your feet in dirt, stuff like that. Becoming one with the earth, sitting near a tree with no shoes on, stuff like that. Eating protein-based foods and rooty vegetables, and also red vegetables. So like radishes, beets, rutabagas, stuff that's like literally grown out of the like grows down under the earth, not grows above it, grows down in it. Okay. Things you have to pull up out the dirt, basically. What else? Or like strawberries, apples, like red fruit. Of course, like protein, meat. If you eat protein, I mean, if you don't, of course, don't force yourself to eat meat. But it is a good way to get grounded energy. Is to eat protein foods or protein-based foods. What would be some meat? You could do like shiitake and oyster mushrooms as well. So like there are edible mushrooms you can do. Mushrooms grow, from the dirt. Like of course like cheese, milk, buttermilk, ghee, butter, eggs. Carrots grow in the ground. I'm trying to think of everything. Garlic, horseradish, onions, parsnips, yams, Taurus, scallops. I think I already said radishes and rutabagas, potatoes. Then you got, of course, cherries and pomegranates and raspberries and like red currants and red pears and red plums and red bell peppers and watermelon and red cabbage and tomatoes, like red. Okay. All right, let's move on. Also, some free things you can do would be listen to an overnight sleep meditation for the root chakra on YouTube. Of course, they do sell like essential oils for the root chakra. They sell like already where you can just put it on. They sell candles for the root chakra. They sell incense for the root chakra. So yeah, root chakra is just if you feel like you're ungrounded and you're all over the place during this Mercury retrograde season, this will help you feel more grounded in the energy. Okay. Next up is, what shadow work trait do you most need to be aware of? Okay. Sorry about that, my Tauruses. So next up is the shadow work. Okay. So this is what shadow work trait you most need to be aware of and work on during Mercury retrograde. And so you all got forgive self. And so forgive self says, accept what has happened and give yourself grace to make mistakes. So again, fixed sign energy, right? Sometimes it's easier for us to forgive other people than it is to forgive ourselves. And so this is what this shadow work trait is speaking of. It's you all having the ability to accept what has happened and give yourself grace. So for example, say in your past you ghosted people, or you left like a trail of hearts behind you, right? Or you like hurt people's feelings or whatever, you know. Forgiving yourself for have doing those things and move on from it, you know. And like, because it's almost like what spirit is saying to me is some of you all are putting, like, it's like the universe wants to bless you with a connection, or bless you with a relationship, or bless you with something that's good. Maybe it's a new job or whatever. It doesn't matter. So the universe is trying to bless you with something, but you're over here saying, well, no, I did some horrible things in my past, or I hurt people's feelings in the past. And it's almost like you're trying to say, I don't deserve this blessing that the universe is trying to give me. And so the universe is saying, forgive yourself. Like, accept that you can't change the past, right? Forgive yourself, give yourself grace, and move on. Okay? So I don't know who needs to hear that message, but that was more channeled from that. But your shadow work, what you need to work on, your shadow work is in forgiving yourself, giving yourself grace. All right. Next is your codependence. So rage is your codependence. So does this action make you feel strong, in power, and in control? Question mark. Can you verbalize how you feel instead? Question mark. So if any of you struggle with rage, which again, Taurus, the sign for Taurus is the bull, right? So bulls, what do bulls do? Bulls get enraged, like when they see the color red. You ever seen a bull fight, you know? Maybe not in person, but maybe on YouTube. Maybe you've seen one in real life. But it's almost like they do stuff to get the bull like grrr, like, you know. So that's what it is. The codependency trait is falling into rage, like letting something frustrate you to the point where you go into rage. And again, you could take this out on people, you could take this out on furniture, you could take this out on your car. You could, you know, hit your stern wheel repeatedly. You could bite your lip or bite your tongue or whatever you do, right? When you feel enraged. So your spirits are wanting you to work on, well, first get to the root of why you do this action, right? How is it? Does it give you power? Does it make you feel strong? Does it make you feel in control? Going into rage and punching something, punching a wall or punching somebody in the face or whatever, you know, you do to like take your rage out. And your spirits are wanting you to learn how to just verbalize, like, you know, me seeing this picture or me seeing this post or me getting this information makes me really, really upset. And just learn healthy ways to get it out. Like maybe go to a boxing ring or something. Like go to a gym where they have boxing equipment, or just learning like healthy ways to express yourself, either verbally, or if verbal is not enough, you know, learning, okay, like, hey, I need to go to this gym and I need to, you know, hit a couple of bags or whatever. Okay. All right. The next thing is your trigger. So this is a trigger that you most need to be aware of and work on during Mercury retrograde. So it says, I will start an argument with my partner to get attention. So it's so it's like the trigger is when you want attention from somebody, you will try to get a rise out of them. That's I think that's the correct word. When you want to get a response from somebody. Like it's almost like that thing where people be like, well, any attention is good attention. No, it is not. Every all types of attention is not good attention. So it's almost like when you want a lot of attention, you can start an argument or do something to someone that you know is going to push their buttons and trigger them to get an argument started so that you get that attention. Okay. The best type of partner for you is going to be somebody who does not engage when you do stuff to try to get attention like that. That's going to be the best person for you. The person who falls into that is a toxic person. It's not your, it's definitely not the person for you. I don't know who needs to hear that, but it's not. It's the opposite of that. So you being aware of your trigger and then you being with somebody who does not engage your trigger is the person you need to be with. All right. I don't know who needs to hear that, but somebody does. Okay. All right. Your inner child work. So it says in the past you felt inferior. Could have been because of your looks, could have been because of how you grew up. But in the past, your inner child, you know, your younger self felt inferior. So now, here's the difference. Now you know your personal strengths and your high capabilities. So now you have no reason to feel inferior because you know your personal strengths and your high capabilities. You know how smart you are. You know how astute, or you know how compromising or how harmonizing or how balanced you are, or how to get things done for different things. Like, okay, well, the pipe is leaking in the house. Okay, let me call a plumber. Or like how to assess situations and then make decisions to remedy the situations. So now you have to tell your inner child, your younger self, hey, we now know our personal strengths and our high capabilities. We are high value people. We don't have to feel inferior to anybody else because we are high value people. Okay. All right. So that is all of the growth areas. Now we're going to just take a look at what are some strengths or some positive messages that you need to hear during this Mercury retrograde. So the first message is from your higher self. And it says, I'm giving my best today. I'm showing up. I'm trying. And that is good enough. All right. Your next message is your self-love technique. So this is something that you need to do throughout the Mercury retrograde. It says, check your pulse and control its beats to a slow, calm rhythm. This has to do with the starting the argument and the rage, the codependency trait, which is rage. Okay. So checking your pulse and control its beats to a slow, calm rhythm. So this is about taking some deep breaths and checking your pulse as you take the deep breaths to try to calm yourself down. Okay. When you feel yourself getting upset. All right. The archangel that most wants to work with you during this Mercury retrograde is Archangel Zadkiel. And the card says Archangel Zadkiel is helping you to manifest abundance into your life by letting go of negative thinking and old patterns of behavior that didn't serve you. So, one thing about working with archangels is always refer to them as Archangel so-and-so. So Archangel Zadkiel, Zadkiel, look up invocations. Invoke to invoke. Invocations for Archangel Zadkiel. You can Google it or you can look it up on Pinterest. There are a lot of them out there. Find which one resonates with you and work with Archangel Zadkiel to... It's like the universe wants to bring abundance into your life. And abundance isn't just money, right? Abundance is happiness, fulfillment, and whatever you want. So it could be an abundance of love, an abundance of money, an abundance of joy. So it's like Archangel Zachiel really wants to help you manifest abundance, but in order to do that, you got to let go of your negative thinking, old patterns of behaviors that don't serve you anymore. Like, oh, I don't deserve this blessing because I've done this in my past type of stuff, you know? All right. Next is your self-love language, and it says receiving gifts, which is right up a Taurus alley. All right, receiving gifts. I will give myself a piece of rose quartz to wear. So guys, this is actually pink calcite. It's similar to rose quartz. So it's a pink stone. So gift yourself a piece of rose quartz. Could be a rose. Oh, this is my rose quartz bracelet. Yeah. So could be, I would say rose quartz, morganite, or pink calcite, or rose calcite. Those are all very good loving stones to bring more love into your heart. So, yes. And for the root chakra, red garnet and black tourmaline are good stones for the root chakra. I forgot to mention that. So, yeah. All right. So, next thing is the manifestation. What can you do to manifest more during the Mercury retrograde? And it says, I'm the kind of person that finds it easy to make money. So this is an affirmation. So you would write it and say, I'm the kind of person that finds it easy to make money. Just write that over and over and over again. I'm the kind of person that finds it easy to make money. I'm the kind of person that finds it easy to make money. I'm the kind of person that finds it easy to make money. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Okay. All right, and last but not least is your happy oracle message, which comes with a keyword that you need to most focus on to bring happiness into your life during this Mercury retrograde. And the keyword is excited. Excited. So it says, believing that the universe has fun moments lined up for you. Be prepared for positive surprises. Aww. This is your birthday season, so that's very sweet and reassuring. So, my Tauruses, this is what I have for you all. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a thumbs up if you really like this video. I hope that it is helpful to help you work through some things so that you can bring more abundance and attract more abundance into your life. Please don't forget to comment. I love to see your comments, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye. Hello, welcome back, my wonderful, wonderful Virgos, sun, moon, and rising. This is going to be what you most need to know, to work on, what you most need to be aware of or heal during the Mercury retrograde season, which officially does not end until May 31st. So we're going to take a look at some things that you need to be aware of and work on, and then some actual loving messages that you need to take with you throughout this Mercury retrograde. So we are going to start with the chakra that you most need to work on healing during this Mercury retrograde first, and then we're going to just go through and get about 10 different messages for you. So welcome to this reading. Please remember that this is a general reading, so if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the link will be in the description box. Please also watch your sun, moon, and rising sign. If you are on a cusp, watch both of your cusp signs. So for example, if you were born between Leo and Virgo, you should watch Leo and Virgo, okay? And then, for example, if your sun is in Leo, but your rising is in Virgo and your moon is in Taurus, then you need to watch all 3 of those videos, okay? All right, and hopefully one of them resonates with you the most. So let's get into your reading, my Virgos. So, your first message and what you most need to work on is your solar plexus chakra. So your solar plexus falls under your heart and above your sacral. Okay, so kind of right in here. So it's above the belly button. but it's under the breastplate. So your affirmation for your solar plexus, for the solar plexus chakra for you says, I am worthy of love. So that's an affirmation that you should definitely use during this period, is I'm worthy of love. The current energy that you have is feeling insecure. And to balance out the feeling of insecurity, it says, I will depend only on the love I give myself every day. I will speak kindly and in loving words to myself and others. So the solar plexus chakra is all about really our inner power, our confidence, and our self-love. So it is one of the, depending on the way your planets are set up in your human design, it can be one of the hardest things to heal and to work on, one of the hardest chakras to heal and work on. Some good herbs that you could actually brew into a tea would be dried rosemary or fresh rosemary if you want to boil that, fennel seeds, and cinnamon. So, you could actually boil some cinnamon sticks with some rosemary and fennel. Fennel tastes like licorice. Everybody can ingest fennel. I know, a lot of people that, are allergic. I'm allergic. So, but the taste of it is like licorice. Okay. So think like black Twizzlers and Jägermeister. Okay. So, but if you can handle it, you can handle it. So those would be the herbs. Also yellow food, so like oatmeal, spelt, bananas, yellow bell peppers, lemons, any type of yellow fruit or vegetable is good so like squash. Yeah. Those would be the types of I guess you could say like food you can use, like I think like corn, lentils. They have like yellow lentils. Yeah, I think yellow lentils count. Yellow rice, like, yeah, that type of stuff. Okay. Citrine is a great stone. Golden healer, honey calcite. Those are some good crystals for the solar plexus. Of course, they sell solar plexus incense, solar plexus candles. I always keep solar plexus incense and candles. You can also, for free, listen to solar plexus meditation on YouTube. Like, you can actually sleep overnight with a solar plexus meditation on YouTube for free. Minus if you want to not have the ads, then of course you have to pay for that. No ads on YouTube, but yeah. Outside of that, they have a lot of free meditations for the solar plexus chakra. So, okay. Next, we'll be looking at the shadow work. So here's the shadow work trait. So you all got the word manipulative. So it says, let go of wanting to exert power over someone or a situation. Do you need to work on your self-esteem? So self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth, all that goes back to the solar plexus. So if we are being manipulative in some shape, form, or fashion, sometimes, our shadow side is something that we are not aware of consciously. So these are things that we can do subconsciously that we are not aware of. Shadow work are things that are a part of our subconscious. These are things that we do that, like, we might accuse other people of being manipulative, but it's like a mirror, right? So whatever you see in someone else that you don't like, usually they're mirroring things back to you that you do, and you're just not consciously aware that you do those things. So just being aware of your shadow work trait of manipulation and asking yourself, why do I feel like I need to do or say things to move people, move a situation or move a person in my favor, which is a form of manipulation. Okay. All right. Next is the codependency trait. So the codependency message says, here's your codependency message. And it says, you know, the situation has only gotten worse. Why do you continue to stay? All right, my Virgo. So if you are in a situation, or if you are, if you're in a situation and you know that you're not happy, your spirits are saying, why are you staying in this situation? It's almost like, are you trying to, for some of you, you might be trying to make it seem like to others that you're happy in a situation, or it's like one of those things, well, yeah, I'm happy, this person's great, yada, yada, yada. But you're really not happy and the person's really not great. So I don't know if there's anybody out there that's really like, in a situation and it's not really working out the way you thought it would work out, or the way you felt like it should work out. Your spirits are cautioning you during this Mercury retrograde to really take a step back and take a look at that. Also, please keep in mind, starting a relationship or ending a relationship during the Mercury retrograde is not a good idea, okay? So just putting that out there. The Mercury retrograde period is 10 to 7 days before the start date of Mercury retrograde, and 10 to 15 days before the start of the retrograde, and 10 to 15 days after the retrograde has ended. So say if you've been dating somebody since the beginning of April, and like something like fresh, you know what I'm saying? And you're now starting to see things, that is completely normal. Because anything and anybody that you start dealing with during a retrograde, typically you're not seeing things clearly, because Mercury is the planet of communication. And when Mercury's asleep, we don't always see things for what they are. Okay. All right. Next is the inner child. So your inner child message says, in the past, your inner child message says, in the past, you were emotionally hurt. So somebody could have lied to you, could have just hurt you emotionally as a child or as a young adult. So it doesn't have to be like a childhood. It could be like, oh, when you were a teenager or when you were a young adult, you got hurt by someone emotionally. And so your inner child, how to fix that is to tell your inner child or your younger self, we understand it wasn't our issue or problem at the time. So the past is you were emotionally hurt by someone or something. Could be a mother or a father, could be an ex-girlfriend or whatever. You were emotionally hurt. Your inner child is saying, or what you need to say to your inner child is, we understand it was not our issue or problem at the time. So that is how you kind of start working on that, doing that inner child work to make your inner child feel safe, make your inner child feel emotionally safe, even though there was emotional harm done in the past, okay? All right, last but not least is your trigger. What trigger do you most need to be aware of and work on? So it says, when I feel disrespected, instead of addressing it, I'll start an argument. When I feel disrespected, instead of addressing it, I'll start an argument. So, and this is a little channeled. So maybe you all felt like a friend or a romantic partner disrespected you by doing something, like maybe they overshared or they talked too much, just, maybe they just did something that you felt disrespected by. And instead of saying, hey, when you do this, I feel disrespected, you start an argument or you get angry with the person and you don't tell them, what you feel was disrespectful that they did, okay? So your spirits are wanting you, so the trigger is you, of course, feeling disrespected. And when you were triggered, instead of addressing it, you start an argument. So your spirits are cautioning you against doing that going forward. Acknowledge the disrespect. Address the disrespect with the person immediately. Don't start an argument. Just say, hey, it's been brought to my attention. This has been brought to my attention. I feel disrespected when you do this. Or I felt disrespected that you did this. Okay, instead of starting an argument, your spirits want you to learn how to talk about it. Okay? All right. So let's get into the positive messages. So what does your higher self want you to know during this Mercury retrograde? Your higher self message says, I am my best company. I'm no longer afraid to be alone. So some of you, and it's interesting because, you know, the Virgo card in tarot is the Hermit. So the Hermit card in tarot is very interesting because it is the loner card, right? But some of you, my Virgos, because you might have been struggling with those solar plexus chakra issues, have maybe been wanting to surround yourself with people because you're trying to fill a void. You're trying to fill a void, right? So your spirit, your higher self is saying, hey, I'm my best company. I no longer am afraid to be alone. I don't have to talk on the phone. I don't have to message people. I don't have to go places. I'm my own best company. And I'm secure in that. Okay. So I don't know. That's not for every Virgo because, you know, like I said, Virgos can typically be loners. But if you find that you're always on your phone, you always got to be communicating. You always got to be in the mix of something. You always got to be going out with people or surrounding yourself with people. That is your solar plexus, and that is it's the need for self. It's a feeling of, it's almost like that, like solar plexus message of feeling insecure, like you feel insecure. You having your self-esteem needs some work. Okay, so knowing that you are your best company and you don't have to be afraid to be alone. And you being alone doesn't make you any less worthy or valuable or anything like that, okay? Your self-love technique says text a friend and let them know you're thinking of them. So some of you all have been wanting to reach out to a friend. This may have been more than a friend. But yeah, you can reach out to your friend or whoever this is and let them know you're thinking of them, okay? Your Archangel, you have Archangel Gabriel, and it says Archangel Gabriel is helping you to think more clearly in all decisions of your life. Archangel Gabriel is helping you to think more clearly in all decisions of your life. So go to Google or Pinterest and look up Archangel Gabriel invocations, to invoke invocations. Okay. They have them on, they definitely have them on Pinterest, definitely have them on Google. But yeah, Archangel Gabriel is the Archangel of communication, and just make sure when you refer to an Archangel, you always refer to them as Archangel so-and-so, okay? Never call them by just their first name. It's like a respect thing. You know what I'm saying? All right. Next up is your self-love language, okay? Your self-love language says physical touch, my Virgos, physical touch. Oh, wait, did I show y'all's Archangel card? There we go. Okay. Physical touch, I will connect more with others by handshakes or hugs. Okay. Your manifestation message says, it is my right to be rich, happy, and successful. So that is your affirmation for manifesting like abundance and, you know, stuff like that. So again, it is my right. I would say it's my birthright, but y'all can just say it's my right. It is my right to be rich, happy, and successful. Or you can say, it is my birthright to be rich, happy, and successful. I like that. That's good. Okay. I think that's the best one yet, Virgos. To my Virgos, sun, moon, and rising signs, I think that is the best manifestation yet. Okay, and last but not least is your happy oracle message. So, what is the key word for your happiness during this Mercury retrograde period? Cheerful. Somebody else got cheerful too. Cheerful. So it says cheerful, believing that it is safe to show your happiness to others around you. You just may influence them. Try talking to someone on the phone with a smile. They will feel it. So when you're having a conversation with someone over the phone, just make sure like, yeah, you know, that's pretty cool. Like that, okay? All right, my Virgos, thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. I love to see comments. Please click that notification bell. I hope you decide to stay and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you know when I'm gonna, when I'm, doing a live or a premiere or, releasing another video. I'm so grateful. I love you guys. Bye. Hello, welcome back, my wonderful, wonderful Capricorns, sun, moon, and rising. This is going to be your what do I most need to be aware of and work on during this Mercury retrograde. Thank you all for being so patient. Again, please remember to watch your sun, moon, and rising signs. For example, if you're on the cusp of Capricorn and Sagittarius, you do want to watch Sagittarius. And then if your Venus, some of you all might have a Venus in Capricorn too that are here. But if your rising is in Scorpio and your moon is in Aries, then you want to watch Scorpio and Aries as well. Okay. So this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everybody. Hopefully it does. If you would like a personal reading, the link is in the description box below. And again, Mercury retrograde Mercury goes direct on May 14th, but the post period will last until May 31st. So just please be aware of that, okay? All right, so my Capricorns, I am a Capricorn, a proud Capricorn moon. I can't get around it. It is who I am as a part of me. Let's get into this Capricorn reading, okay? So we're going to start off with what chakra you most need to work on during this Mercury retrograde, okay? So the chakra, oh, you got the sacral chakra, man. Sacral, okay? So the sacral is like the belly button area. So the sacral is our sexual reproduction, our sex, sexual sex drive, sex organs, sexual reproductive organs, all those things, okay? So the affirmation message for your sacral chakra says, I continue to move forward with what I desire, period. I continue to move forward with what I desire. Current energy says lacking inspiration and vision. To balance out this, it says, I will surround myself with people, places, and events that will inspire me. Wow. So my Capricorns, this is, sacral energy is our life force energy, right? It's where it's how we create. A lot of people say it's linked to our divine feminine energy. So if you've been feeling blocked lately, if you've been feeling like, oh my gosh, like I'm not feeling inspired. I'm not feeling like, I kind of know what I want. I kind of don't know what I want. If you've been going back and forth like that, that means that your sacral chakra might be off a little bit. So some good herbs that you can use to help heal your sacral chakra is calendula, which is also known as marigold, and hibiscus. I definitely like also using like rose, like dried rose tea to also help with the sacral chakra. But yeah, that's just me. But hibiscus is great. Like hibiscus is great, and so is calendula. Um, or marigold. Um, you can always light a sacral chakra incense or a sacral chakra candle. You can listen to overnight sleep meditations for the sacral chakra on YouTube. Citrine is one of my favorite bracelets and stones for the sacral chakra, to give off that sacred, to replenish that sacral chakra energy. I think that's it. What do I want to say? Orange calcite is also good for the sacral chakra. Oh, foods. I'm sorry. So like orange foods. So like pumpkin and like orange bell peppers and oranges, nectarines, you know, all those types of fruits, carrots, sweet potatoes, yams. I think sweet potatoes and yams are the same thing. Nuts, seeds. Like I've been literally craving like almonds and peanuts lately. So, yeah. It helps with, so like typically when your sacral chakra is either overactive or underactive, basically out of balance, right? Could indicate like creative blocks, could be like emotional imbalances, definitely could be like sexual imbalances. So like maybe you're not getting enough sex. It could also trigger infertility, hip pain. So maybe you're not getting enough sex, or you overstimulated, so you're getting too much sex, you know, stuff like that. Okay. So yes, to balance, one more time, I will surround myself with people, places, and events that will inspire me. Okay. All right, I think I talked about everything with the chakra. Okay, so shadow work, my Capricorns. What is your shadow work? Superficial. That is your shadow work word. It says you care too much about outward appearances. Start with your inner work, your value, your self-esteem, your personality. Okay, so the key word for your shadow work, which shadow work is subconscious, okay? It's subconscious. So on a subconscious level, your spirits are saying that you've been very superficial. You're worried about what other people think of you, what other people see, and your spirits are saying, don't worry about all that. Focus on your inner work. Focus on what you value. Focus on your self-esteem. Focus on your personality. And let people think whatever they want to think. Let them feel whatever they want to feel about you. Also, if you're dating someone, you know, maybe you're worried about how people are going to see this person that you're dating, and your spirits are like, don't worry about that. As long as they love you and they're treating you right, don't worry about what people are going to think about this person's past or what they're going to think about this person in general, okay? I don't know who that was for. That was channel. Okay, next is your codependency trait. Attendance. I'm sorry, admittance. So it says, it's okay to apologize and admit you were wrong. You do make mistakes too. So, you know, us Capricorns, we don't like being vulnerable. We don't like acknowledging when we're wrong, but we will. But we don't like it. We don't like being vulnerable and all emotional and apologizing and admitting that we're wrong. So that is a codependency issue, right? It is. And we can't say that we got it honest because we're Capricorns. We definitely have to work on that, okay? So your spirits are wanting to bring attention to you, saying, hey, you know, I was wrong for doing this. I apologize for doing this, and I acknowledge my mistake, and I'll work to do better in the future, okay? So I don't know what's going to come up during this Mercury retrograde that you feel like you need to apologize for, but I feel like some of you all might end up having a deep conversation with someone during this Mercury retrograde, which, you know, most of the time I don't advise people to have deep conversations during Mercury retrograde, but that's what Spirit is saying. You might end up in a deep conversation with someone. You may have to apologize to this person. So your spirits just want you to kind of be aware of that. And, you know, if it happens, it happens, you know. All right. Next up is the inner child work. All right, in the past it says, let me just go ahead and show you the card. Okay. It says you didn't have your own personal space and had to share often. That's in the past. Now you can create an area of zen and harmony and realize how open your heart is to others. So in your past, my Capricorns, your spirits are saying like maybe, you know, when you were younger as a child or even when you were a young adult, you didn't have your own personal space and you had to share. Maybe you had to share with siblings. Maybe your parent was a hoarder and you had to share with all your parents' stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like there was just stuff everywhere and you didn't have room for what you wanted to do or, you know, your own stuff. So your spirits are saying now, though, you can create an area of zen and harmony and realize how open your heart is to others. So what you need to tell your inner child or your younger self is we can create an area of zen and harmony and realize how open our heart is to others. So now you don't have to worry about not having your own personal space and having to share. Okay. So yeah. That is one way to help correct that inner child issue. All right, my Capricorns. And last but not least, on your growth areas would be your trigger. So this is your trigger message. Okay, and it says, when I feel insecure, I put on a false mask to hide who I really am. So again, it goes back to that feeling of insecurity. Goes back to a feeling of insecurity, which again goes back to the shadow work trait, which was the key word was superficial. So if you feel insecure, or you notice that you're feeling insecure in an area of your life, like don't put on a false mask to try to hide who you are. Just be like, you know what? I got a little bit of back fat and I'm insecure about that back fat. You know, but the person who really loves me is going to love all of me, including my back fat. Okay? So that's pretty much, you know, how that goes. How you can correct that. All right, let's get into the positive messages that Spirit wants you to hear and most be aware of during this Mercury retrograde. So we have for your higher self message, it says, I'm going to start giving myself healthier boundaries. Enough is enough. All right, my Capricorn. So if you've been allowing people in your life to cross your boundaries, your spirits are like, nope, 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 nope. Like, we're not doing that. I'm going to start giving myself healthier boundaries. Enough is enough. So if somebody or people have been crossing habitual line crossers, I call them, habitual line crossers, they always crossing some type of boundary with you. Your spirits are like, nope, we're going to stop. Not saying you don't forgive the person, but you also say, hey, I forgive you, but I can no longer allow you to have access to me because you don't know how to respect my boundaries. Okay? Period. Period. All right. Self-care. Your self-care technique says, sit up straight, shoulders back. Now shine with confidence. So my Capricorn, this season is all about your posture, how you're sitting especially when you're in like meetings or in business settings, or you're somewhere where you're out in public and you want to get noticed. You know, sitting up and minding your posture is a good thing to do. Okay. All right. The archangel that most wants to work with you during this Mercury retrograde season is Archangel Raphael. And it says Archangel Raphael is helping you through challenging relationships and adding balance into your social and personal life. So invocations, look up, you can Google or go on Pinterest and look up invocations for Archangel Raphael, and always refer to an archangel as an archangel. That's one tidbit I can give you. Never call them by their first name. Always say Archangel so-and-so, okay? But yes, Google Archangel Raphael and or Pinterest Archangel Raphael invocations to, pull up how to invoke Archangel Raphael to work with you. A good book also is Archangels and Ascended Masters by Doreen Virtue, okay? But if you've been going through any type of challenging relationships in your life, whether it's with parents, whether it's with a romantic partner, whether it's with somebody you got a crush on, it don't really matter, an ex, it don't matter, baby father, baby mother, it says, Archangel Raphael wants to help you through those challenges so you can add more balance into your social and personal life, okay? Next up is your self-love language, okay? Words of affirmation. Says, I will text or write to myself the following. I am a kind and loving person. I am a kind and loving person. All right. So my Capricorns need to hear that. Your manifestation message says, I release money with joy and it returns to me multiplied wonderfully. Okay. Oh, I release money with joy and I release money with joy, comma, and it returns to me multiplied wonderfully. Okay, my Capricorns. Period. You got to pay stuff out. That's okay, baby. That money gonna come right back to you. Period. All right. Okay, and your happy keyword and message says jubilant. Man, I ain't heard this word in so long. Jubilant. I don't think anybody else got this card. And jubilant. It says that feeling you felt when you completed a huge task or accomplishment. Feel the victory. Feel the success. So every time you all set a goal for yourself, especially like it could be a short-term goal, like just a task that you want to complete during the week. It could be, I want to get my laundry done. I want to get my dishes done. I want to clean out a room in my house. Like whatever it is, like when you accomplish it, make sure that you feel the victory, you feel the success, and you celebrate in some shape, form, or fashion, my Capricorns. All right. Thank you so much, my Capricorns, for watching, for subscribing. Please don't forget to click the notification bell so you know when I release a video. Leave me a comment if this video resonated with you, and I will see you all in the next video. I love you so much, my Capricorns. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Peace and blessings. Thank you so much for watching. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.